Good evening. Lloydminster RCMP are investigating two armed robberies in our city. Now, they happened Friday afternoon within minutes of one another. The first incident happened at the Manhattan Inn just before 3 p.m. Police say they received a call of a robbery. They allege two suspects entered the bar with a handgun, demanding cash. Now, no money was obtained. The first suspect is described as a native male between the ages of 25 to 30, about 5'8", and was seen wearing a black hoodie, blue scarf, and black gloves holding a gun. Now, the second suspect is described as a Caucasian male, around 30 years old, and last seen wearing a dark blue scarf over his face. Meanwhile, police say just 7 minutes later, they received another call for an armed robbery at the Lloydminster bus depot. Two suspects entered the freight area with a handgun, demanding money. Now, they managed to get away with a small amount. The first suspect is described as a young Caucasian male, blue eyes, around 5'8" and 160 pounds. He was seen wearing jeans and a black hoodie with a blue and white bandana and holding a black pistol. Now, the second suspect is described as a native male, around 5'6", between 150 and 160 pounds. He was wearing jeans, a black hoodie, gloves, and a red bandana. Now, police cannot say if the two armed robberies are related. They are still investigating. Anyone with information is asked to contact RCMP at 306-825-6350. And RCMP are also on the lookout for a suspect accused of stealing a welding truck who then almost took police on a pursuit. Police say the truck was stolen on October 31st from a local motel. 3 days later, the truck was seen traveling westbound on Highway 16 west of Vermilion. Police found that vehicle, but the driver sped off. Investigators say they didn't follow suit because they deemed the risk was too great to the public. Now, we will try and get a picture for you as soon as it becomes available. The truck is described as a 1998 GMC 3500 with Alberta license plate BDS 8569. Police say the plate may or may not be attached. They are also saying that in addition to the welding unit, the truck has a spare tire mounted to the roofline of the cab. If you have any information, you're asked to call Lloydminster Police once again at 306-825-6350 or Crime Stoppers. Well, Lloydminster City crews are busy as they continue to deal with the aftermath of the first major snowfall of the season. And as Bart Pediasic reports, Border City drivers are dealing with the new conditions as best as they can.
A little slippery, but it's not too bad overall. I thought it was going to be a lot worse, but yesterday was slippery.
Okay. Obviously, it's the first snowfall, so just being a little bit more cautious because not everyone else is.
Today's a lot better than yesterday. I came back from Battleford yesterday, so yesterday was not fun, over 3 hours to get home, so.
Talking to some drivers around the Border City today, they seem to agree that, for now, the bad conditions we saw on the weekend are behind us. Roads have been hit hard in the region, with some highways even closing in parts of Saskatchewan. And it's kept the Municipal Works Department busy in Lloydminster.
So we've got a priority system set up consisting of Priority 1 routes, and those are primarily the highways and major arterials, access to the hospital and emergency services, followed by Priority 2 routes and the downtown routes. And right now we're busy working on getting the Priority 1 routes complete.
Kirk Morrison, General Manager of Municipal Works, says that city crews understand the recent snowfall is the first of many we may see in the next few months, and his team is already preparing.
We're making sure that the equipment is ready to go and assessing our priority routes and lining up contractors. We do a lot of work with our local contractors to make sure that we can provide the service in big events.
And while it may be some time until we see these conditions go away, some residents choose to look at the bright side of the season.
It was a few weeks earlier last year, so we're lucky we got a little bit more time without the snow this year, but where we live, it's going to happen, so.
Bart Pediasic, Newcap News.
And city crews have scheduled a downtown snow removal for tomorrow night. City graders are expected to start the operation at 9 p.m. and work will continue until 8 a.m. the next morning. City officials ask residents to remove vehicles from the area at those times and for local business owners to shovel all of the snow off the sidewalk and onto the street. Now, for more information, you can visit the city website at lloydminster.ca. And of course, like we just saw, snow, slush, slippery ice. The roads aren't clear and dry any longer. Now, to travel safely during the cold months, it's important vehicles are winter road ready. Changing those tires is one of the biggest ways to prepare. Annika Notveit has more.
With the season's first heavy snowfall hitting some of us by surprise over the weekend, it has many heading to the local tire shops, including Jesse Enos.
Well, icy roads out there, don't want to be getting in an accident. Safety first, right?
Brian Tachek says right now is the time to bring your vehicle in.
It's better to have them kind of when the temperature gets to about 7 degrees Celsius consistently is when you want to put your winters on.
When winter comes and that first snow hits the roads, the big debate is whether to stick with the all-season tires or to switch to the winter tires. What is the big difference between them?
Main difference between winter tires and all-season tires is actually the rubber compound. Winter tires are a lot softer, therefore it grabs the ground a lot better. The amount of siping is also a big difference, so the amount of cuts that are in the tire. The more cuts in a tire, the more traction you're going to get. What those actually do is they actually will soak up. When you're slipping on ice, you're slipping on the thin layer of water above the ice. And what that actually does is that grabs that thin layer of water and sucks it up into the tire and allows you to get traction.
And shops will undoubtedly be busy throughout the city, but living in the prairie provinces, many consider the change a necessity.
Well, you have to, I think, in Saskatchewan anyways.
They would pretty much be necessary in Alberta, Saskatchewan. In the climate we have, absolutely.
Annika Notveit, Newcap News.